what's going on, boxing fans? I'm just sending out a little message. This message is for Seaniemo directly. I'm going to go ahead and confront this situation directly. It's not really much of a situation, but anyhow, Seaniemo, first off, I want to start off by saying, don't try to pretend you're innocent. I'm fine setting myself up as the bad guy, the bully, whatever you want to call it. I play the bad guy role just fine. Don't care, don't really give a damn. I'll take on the bad guy role. But don't pretend that you haven't made your little comments. Some of them small little jabs at our show, at Boxing for Real. I don't take it too personally, but I know you've been out there with your little comments trying to goad me into giving you response and thus giving you recognition and thus increasing your viewership. And whenever you've made your comments in the last couple months, I've let them slide by, basically because I didn't want to give you the satisfaction. But as I've had time to reflect on it, you stopped doing your shows. At least you had gone a while without doing your shows, so I wanted to make sure you keep doing your shows. That's why I've given you any response whatsoever. You say you don't care about viewership. Come on, your show. I've been looking at the numbers. You've looked at the numbers. Your shows have been getting like 50 and 60 views lately. I mean, until here in the recent spike from the last video where I actually mentioned you, then your videos magically got some higher numbers. All because of me. Come on. In my show. You say you don't care about viewership. If that were true, you wouldn't even upload videos, period. So don't give us that bullshit. At least admit that yes, you do care about viewers, but you're not getting them for whatever reason. Seaniemo, I'm not responding to you to hurt you and because I don't like you or anything like that. Nah, if that were the case, again, I would not respond to you, period. I would block you. I would give you no credibility whatsoever by responding to you. I don't give you any credibility as a boxing analyst because, quite frankly, you don't have any. I'm responding to you, Seaniemo, because I want to make sure you keep making videos. You know what? They entertain me. They're funny because they're so damn inaccurate. That's why I want to see more of them. Because they're funny. Because, not intentionally, they just are. This will give you a jump in viewership, and this will motivate you to make more episodes. At least that's my plan. My response to you, my calling you out, whatever, is to ensure that you do more videos. I know it's going to work. I know you're going to make more videos this way. You almost sort of have to, as long as I put you on the spot like this. So, Seaniemo, you want to know why people watch my show and they don't watch yours. Okay, the simple truth of the matter is I actually know what I'm talking about. You don't. You don't know what you're talking about. That's the bottom line. It's not, you try to tell yourself this lie that it's, your quality is better, but I've got more quantity, so people are watching my show because I have more episodes. No. People are watching my show because I actually know what the hell I'm talking about. You doing a boxing show would be like me doing an MMA fighting show, UFC, whatever you want to call it. I like MMA from what I've seen, but I'm the most casual of casual MMA fans. I don't know much detail about it. The guys I know are like Frank Shamrock, Ken Shamrock, Royce Gracie. I still think Royce Gracie's the best MMA fighter ever, probably nowhere near it. But that's where I am. I know who Tito Ortiz is. I know some of these names, Randy Couture, the Chuck Liddell guy. I know these names. I've heard of a lot of the names. I've read a lot of the names. Haven't seen them all. I really liked Vitor Belfort. I've seen the UFC fights, but clearly I don't have enough. The UFC tapes, the old like 1 through 15, 16, whatever tapes that they had. So I don't really have any authority in that. I don't have the knowledge I need to put out a MMA show. Same for you on a boxing show. You've seen some big fights or whatever, but you don't really have the knowledge you need. You don't have the credibility that you need the history that you need to be able to do a credible show. You want me to break down some strict examples of your lack of credibility. Here's some things you've said in your shows that really show your lack of credibility. Okay, one of your episodes you were talking about fantasy fights. One of the fights I remember particularly right now is the Evander Holyfield versus Buster Douglas. You said that was a fight you would love to see, a fantasy fight. The fight happened. The fight happened. Holyfield destroyed him in 3 rounds. It was right after the Tyson fight with Douglas. So I mean, when you say a fantasy fight is of one that's already existed, you really kill your credibility right there. Another thing you said was Arturo Gatti was not knocked out by Carlos Baldomir. Now you tried to claim that that's not what you meant. It's what you said. Viewers called you on it, and you said, use some common sense. You're the one without any sense when you say something like that. You got the common down, but you don't have the sense when you say something like that. You didn't explain yourself well enough, so that's not your viewers' faults for thinking you meant what you said. Don't talk in riddles. You said the winner of Kelly Pavlik versus some guy being Edison Miranda. Anyhow, we'll get back to that. You said the winner of that fight would fight Shane Mosley. Okay, first of all, some guy, Edison Miranda, he's the favorite in the fight. He's the bigger name than Kelly Pavlik, whoever will be, unless Pavlik gets an amazing upset, which he won't. He will get destroyed within 3 to 6 rounds, I believe. But anyhow, Edison Miranda, the powerhouse, the ultra-aggressive powerhouse, and you sit there and say you're crap with that he's some guy. That's how you refer to him as, even though he's the one that's going to win. Then you say Shane Mosley, who isn't even in the same weight class as Kelly Pavlik or Edison Miranda. Maybe you meant Jermaine Taylor, but I mean, when you don't even get the weight class right, it really looks pathetic. Things to improve your show. Number 1, cut down on the intros. That is a must. Some of your intros are a minute and a half long. You'll have a 6-minute video, and minute and a half of it is your intro, with some kind of song that you've created or something. That's all good and nice. Make a 10-second version of it. Make a 5-second version of it. Get into your show. You have that little phrase you coined. Get to the meat of the matter, or whatever. Do it with your intro first. I mean, people don't care about your song. My shows, whenever I first started my shows, I had these 30-second intros I'd do. I was fast-forwarding through my own intros. I was like, yeah, I've seen it before, whatever, let's get to it. So that's why I've cut mine down to like 3 seconds. Boom, I'm into my show. You need to do that too. Make your end credits as long as you want, because that way people have the choice, okay, he's done talking. If I want to see these credits, I watch them. If not, I don't. You might want to cut out the Seaniemo pictures. All these pictures like that, at least at the beginning of the show, which some of that can happen whenever you cut down your intro. Put them at the end. Frankly, they look kind of goofy. They look out of place. They just, I mean, these different pictures you have, they look more comical than anything else. If that's what you're going for, okay, but it's, I don't know, it's kind of silly. I'd put them at the end credits if you've got to have them in there. The most important thing you need to do, if you're going to do these boxing shows, do a little research. You said in some of your early episodes that you did some research, and you sounded more credible there than you ever have, which still wasn't quite enough, truthfully, but it was, that's what you, if you need to do a little research, I mean, at least make sure you got the weight classes right. Go and find out who the top pound-for-pound fighters are. You can go on any of these boxing sites, there's a million of them out there, and type, or do a Google search, top pound-for-pound fighters. Ring Magazine, look at that. I mean, yeah, they're all opinions of writers, but they're usually pretty close. Like, 8 of the 10 in the top 10 of anyone is probably, they're probably belong in the top 10 pound for pound. Not always, but mostly. I mean, just do a little research on them and then see these in the top fighter of each weight class. At least each weight class of fighters that they actually show here, if you want to just do that. And you can go and use YouTube to your advantage. Go and type these fighters in. See some highlights of them at least. Try to watch full fights of them. But if you can at least see enough highlights to kind of get an idea of their style, it's a start, you know? And it'll really help you improve your show. You'll sound more like you know what you're talking about. You will have seen some stuff, so you can talk about it with more credibility.